washing the feet. So Jesus is the master, the teacher, the leader, and he took on the form of a servant. Philippians chapter 2, verses 1 through 5. Jesus took on the form of a servant and humbled himself even to the death of the cross. Okay? So this is what we have here. He took on the form of a servant. And here's one of the most important things that you will ever learn. I don't care what job it is, what company you work for, where you are, whether you're a pastor, a father, a business leader, owner. The only good leaders are first servants. I'll say it again. The only good leaders are first servants. Right? I want you to be closer to the Lord than I'll ever be. I want you to get there. I want you to have all the information you need to be even to make less mistakes than I do. I want my children to love the Lord. I want my children to serve the Lord. I want to lead them in that way. And that means that means for us that rather than Saturn going to the school next door that she can walk across the field, my wife and I drive 45 minutes to take her to her Christian school. It means that some mornings when I have to go to work, it's a 2-hour drive from my house to her school to my work. But that's what is required for her to have the best opportunity to learn more about the Lord and not to be indoctrinated in the ways of the world. Right? That's important. Now, that's not a great thing. I'm not the first parent to do that, and I won't be the last. But that's part of being it, okay? This is the things that we do. And not just that, in a business, in a company, you're there to help your employees to do better, to grow. If you're just dragging them along or shoving them from behind, it's a different thing. Okay? If you don't care about the people that work for you, they're not going to work for you very long. They're not going to be loyal. Right? There's a lot of people who stick with a company who pay less because of the way they're treated. Because just because you're making more money doesn't mean it's better. Okay? If you're going home miserable and debased every day and you feel like garbage every time you leave your office, it doesn't matter how much you get paid. That's the truth. A lot of people know that. And so it's very important for us to understand that Jesus is setting a principle here. Anybody who wants to be a good leader must first be a very, very good servant. Everybody wants to be the manager. Very few people want to be the foot washer. Okay? This is very important for us to understand. And so too many people think that they should lead. The people who think they should lead probably shouldn't. I have good ideas. You should follow me. Well, once you start at the bottom, let me see how your good ideas work out, right? Let's work on that. Let's do those things and set out. So Jesus is setting the example about leadership, a servant leader. When I do weddings, I tell husbands quite away, you are the head servant of your home. That's how you lead, right? Husbandry refers to a man who takes care of a vineyard, and his job is to prune the vineyard, to make sure there's water to the trees and all the stuff that's necessary. And down the road, you will reap a harvest. But if you don't invest in the vineyard, you don't get anything out of it. Okay? You are there to be the servant of your home, the head servant. You earn the right to lead. You earn the right, and Jesus did that. Jesus served these men for 3 years. He served them, made sure they had everything they needed, always worked with them. He did everything that they possibly could, and that's what he did. And so we have the servant leaders.